Hey, you probably thought I was gonna miss an upload, didn't you? But I wouldn't. We know better than that. No. I simply took my time, and I'm happy I did. I'm shooting this in the weirdest spot in my apartment right now, but I wanted the natural sunlight, and it kind of feels fitting. I don't know. So I'm uploading this video late because I was actually supposed to film this yesterday, and then I was supposed to film it this morning, but today was the day that I chose for my February date day. So as I mentioned in my goals video, once a month I need to take myself on a date. I knew that was going to be today, and I woke up and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to actually let myself enjoy a full day, and this video is going to go up whenever it's supposed to on Sunday. So it is now like 5 p.m. and I'm going to edit this really quickly and get it up later. And I'm actually really happy that I made that decision. It feels good in my body to have made that decision. I flowed through the day. I did a bunch of stuff around here that I needed to do. I cleaned a new couch that I bought. I tidied up. I fully cleaned the kitchen and the bathroom. I went to Trader Joe's. I got eucalyptus to hang in my shower. It's beautiful. I don't really feel like sharing my apartment on this channel yet. It's mine, and I kind of just want to keep it between the lens and me and just kind of be like talking through my thoughts. I think that works well. This is going to become a video diary until I figure out what I want to do with this channel. So I think I figured out why I've been struggling with YouTube. So I've talked a lot in this channel about my childhood, my struggles with my childhood, the trauma that I experienced in earlier years of my life, and all of these things that have basically made me into who I am today, which is someone who has a strong work ethic and gets everything done, but has also always felt really stressed and always felt like I needed to be a certain type of person because I was trying to make sure that I could be someone that was worthy of love and belonging and felt like I mattered wherever I went. So I would always just try my hardest to get accepted by others. And then once I felt accepted, I would breathe. A sense of relief would come over me. And then I would feel like, okay, it's safe to be who I am. Since moving here and having a space that's fully mine and is being built entirely by me for the most part, I know I moved out last year, and that was kind of setting the tone for getting past a lot of this childhood trauma, getting out of my family's house, which was a place where a lot of trauma happened for me and is still a live and active trauma bond that I needed to break by pulling myself out of that environment. But now that I'm here and I'm in this new apartment and it's a home and it's cozy and I'm building it and I'm nurturing space for the first time in my life and I'm making something mine again for the first time in my life, I'm finally relaxing. Like, for the first time, truly am relaxing. I feel safe in my skin. I feel safe in my body. I feel present. I feel joyful. I feel energized. And that's not to say that I don't still struggle. I'm still struggling in my own ways. I'm still processing a lot of things from my breakup. I'm still adapting. I'm still figuring out what it means to be an adult. I still have no idea what I want to do with my life. All that's happening concurrently with this sense of peace. And the connection to this stage right now and everything that I was just talking about in terms of my upbringing and all of that trauma is that it was never safe for me back then to show up as I was and as I am. I always needed to find safety because safety was not something that was inherent for me as a kid. It was something that I felt like was fundamentally lacking. My nervous system was always in fight or flight mode. I've always been somebody who sourced a lot of energy out of adrenaline and a lot of motivation, and my work ethic and all of these things really were deeply rooted in fear. That was, I don't want to say I wasn't aware that that's where the drive and the energy and everything was coming from. And now I'm calm. I just kind of lived this pick up and go sort of lifestyle where I was like, well, it's not safe to sit still. It's not safe to sit still. It's not safe to be who I am. I need to be accepted. I need to find belonging. All these things that miraculously I'm not really feeling right now / anymore. I don't know if this is permanent, but I don't feel them here. And I think this is why I'm struggling with YouTube. I'm finally safe and finally feeling safe. And you could say that for the last, however long since I left, right? After I got adjusted to the new town and I felt safe in my surroundings and I felt like things were remotely controllable and predictable for me, I did feel safe. I definitely felt safe. But I guess this is just a really good example for me and maybe anybody else out there who might be struggling with trauma and working through things that are really hard and complex like trauma, is that it takes time and you can't really rush that process. Like for months, you could argue that I have been safe and that I've been in a safe environment and that things have been mostly well. My brain didn't feel well, and I think a lot of that also has to do with my breakup, so it's hard to kind of split the two in half and figure out what's coming from where. But the point is that process takes time, and my nervous system is, for the first time in my life, I think really truly off. I'm not in fight or flight mode here. I'm not utilizing adrenaline. This is the connection to why I think I've been struggling with YouTube, is because since I've lived a life that I've tried to be as authentic as I possibly can be, but it's always been externally focused. It's always been somehow, some way focused on, will people accept me for who I am? Is this version of myself lovable? Is this version of myself valuable to other people? All of those are questions that I've been asking myself consciously or unconsciously, and they all have nothing to do with me. They have to do with creating a world where it's like, hey, pulse check, am I good? Is this good? Are we good? Are you happy with this version of me? And am I showing up in a way that serves you? Because if I'm serving you, then I know I'm of value to you. And if I'm of value to you, then you're benefiting from me and you're not going to leave me. Like, it's an onion and it just constantly unfolds. I came across this TikTok a few days ago. And I have it on my phone, but I don't even want to reference it. She basically, this girl was realizing in a therapy session that a lot of, once she got out of her traumatic environment and she started to kind of find inner peace and got calm, she didn't have as strong of a work ethic. She couldn't push herself as hard to get certain projects done. She was just relaxing way more. And the reality of that for her was the understanding or realization that she wasn't being as disciplined or as go, because, most of her efforts stemmed from fear. It was fear-based movement. It was fear-based, it's not safe for me to stop or slow down, so I'm going to keep going. I'm going to discipline myself because if I focus really hard on this goal and I focus on making one video a week and I say that I'm going to become, in this instance, the person who shows up for other people and makes this self-development content like I had been doing, there's a fear there. There's a fear that I'm not going to be loved. There's a fear that I'm going to be abandoned. There's all these fears, and all of the movements and patterns were coming out of a place of fear. And now I've finally been calm enough for long enough that I am just really actually thoroughly enjoying doing nothing. And doing nothing is not even nothing, but I'm allowing myself to be like, yeah, all I want to do today is look at apartment furniture. And I would rather get coffee with someone and hang out with them or read than push myself to edit poems or to make a video or to be of value and of service to other people. I want to just chill. Being chill and just chilling is finally safe, so I can finally enjoy that, and I don't have fear-based movements or choices anymore. I mean, I do, but not nearly as consistently as I had been in the past and in the entirety of my life. I'm not motivated because I'm finally done or am doing the undoing of making these choices out of a fear, and I've gotten rid of, or am in the process of removing, this external focused reality that I had been living in, where everything is for other people because I'm bouncing like a mirror. If I make you happy, then I'll be safe, and being safe makes me feel good. I'm starting to realize that I don't need that anymore. And so I'm kind of in this limbo where I don't really have a motivation source yet. I mean, I want to be a good person for me, but I really like just being chill right now. And I really like giving myself the space to breathe. And I'm removing all of these really like what stems from the ego to be like, I need to get a video up on Sunday at 10 in the morning. Like, who cares? How am I showing up for me? What's best for me? Today, what was best for me was to wake up slowly, drink a coffee, watch some YouTube videos, drink another coffee, clean my couch, organize my apartment, text some friends that I'd been meaning to text, get new plants. Like, I'm serving me, take myself on a date. All of these things are serving me. And so like this blind fixation on, but you didn't get your video up at 10 in the morning means you're a failure. That's from the ego. And that's from, you do that to serve other people. So if you're failing at serving other people, then everything else that you've done today is inconsequential and irrelevant, because that's how we guarantee safety. And right now, what I'm realizing is that I don't need that anymore. I'm so grateful. I have a job that allows me, that affords me the right to live alone, and affords me the right to get my groceries, and affords me the right to decide how I spend my free time. And I'm deserving of utilizing that free time and not breaking myself in half to continuously chug and be productive and push myself harder. I'm tired. My nervous system has been in overdrive for the entirety of my life, and for the first time it's getting a break, and I want to use that break. So that's why I've been struggling, I realized. Like, it was kind of my great aha, was I'm not really in fear anymore. My nervous system is actually really, for the first time, taking a chill pill, and I am starting from scratch, and I don't know how to be a version of myself that isn't just serving other people. So now that I'm not in fear and I'm not making videos, or I recognize that I don't want to just make videos about personal development because I know that that'll be of value and that'll get views and that'll get me subscribers, and then I can become this person that maybe it's not the best version of myself, but it's a great version and it helps people. So, sigh of relief and weight off my back for figuring out how to create meaning and value in this world, in this lifetime. That, because you help people, it checks off that box. I'm just being a 24-year-old and I'm loving that. And I'm realizing now, finally, consciously, that I'm deserve to feel that way. So when the ego comes rearing its ugly head at me and is like, what are you doing? Why are you just chilling on the couch at 10 in the morning watching YouTube videos when you were supposed to have done this? I'm like, but who created that? My brain created the responsibility to do that at that specific time. So my brain can also undo that responsibility, or let it stand and coincide with the other responsibility to myself, which is to be happy and to love myself and to live a life where I'm like, I hit the pillow at the end of the day and I'm like, I made a good choice for myself. To blindly follow a goal because we set it at one fixed point in time is so inhuman. That's just like robotic living. And that's not cool with me anymore. So yeah, this was a long ramble. Again, I'm not editing this. This is just gonna be me. This is footage for me. I have to show up weekly because I made that promise to myself, and this is how I'm gonna do that, because this is authentically what was on my mind this week. It clicked. I'm struggling to make YouTube videos because I'm not making them out of fear anymore, and I'm realizing that this life is fully in my control and I have the autonomy to make that choice, and I'm not going to just do it for that reason. And I don't know how to do that without I, it's new for me to be living a life purely for myself and to making choices purely out of enjoyment. And even though that feels safe, that is totally new. And almost like, encouraging a kid that they're allowed to try this new thing and being like, go for it. Like, you're here, I'm with you. That's what I'm doing with myself right now. And it's awkward and it's fumbly and it makes me feel weird because it's new. But it being new and feeling weird is not a reason to not pursue it. And it's also not a sign that I'm making the wrong choice. So I think I'm just going to start doing this. And I'm going to do like these weird, just oversharing coffee chats for a little while. And just do like a video diary of what's going on. And if I feel like making a vlog, or I feel like making a short, or I run out of time because YouTube wasn't on my mind, then I'm gonna do that because that's what's good for me, not what my ego thinks is good for me. So I'm happy I'm feeling safe enough to admit this. And I'm also happy that I'm feeling safe enough to pursue it. I love you. Thank you for being here. And I will see you next week. Whenever next week. Maybe 10, maybe 4 p.m. You never know. I love you. Bye.